Welcome to Your Best Life. I'm your host and healthy living correspondent, Beth Schomp. So today we're going to talk about a great tool you can use in your daily walk to better health, juicing. But first, a little background. Several months ago, my husband was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Now, when you're hit with a life-threatening diagnosis like that, you have a choice. You can either pull the covers over your head or you can fight. And we chose to fight. Pancreatic cancer, it's rarely diagnosed early, and once it is diagnosed, it can grow from stage 1 to stage 4 in less than a year. Now, we were blessed that we found it early at stage 2, and we had surgery. We had the tumor removed, and there was no spreading. But we were still told by the doctors that even though the surgery was successful, there was a 70% chance of recurrence in the next 5 years. And if that happens, well, the picture's not very good. So we chose to focus on the 30%. So we've done several different things in our approach to healing Russ's cancer, and juicing is one of them. Now, I knew nothing about juicing before Russ's cancer diagnosis. And even though I have a background in nutrition, it wasn't in that modality. So I did my research and I bought a juicer, and we've been juicing just about every day ever since. And we are so thrilled with the results that we're seeing in my husband's health that I believe others need to learn the benefits of juicing. So why should a person juice? Well, here are some really good reasons. Number 1, it can reduce your risk of cancer. Number 2, it boosts your immune system. Number 3, it helps to remove toxins from your body. Number 4, it helps with digestion. Number 5, it can help you lose weight. It alkalides the body, which helps cell function, and it just helps to support a healthy heart. Now, juicing does not mean going on a juice diet. What it means for us, it's a way for me to get 8 or 9 different fruits and vegetables into my husband in a big glass that he can drink all throughout the day. Now, he still will have blueberries for breakfast. He'll have a salad and veggies at dinner. But this is just an additional way to enhance that process. Another common question is, what's the difference between juicing and blending? Well, now juicing extracts the juice from fresh fruits and vegetables, and that's where most of your vitamins, your minerals, and your phytonutrients, that's where they're going to get separate from the fiber. Now, fiber is very, very important to your diet, but we're going to devote an entire episode for that. So by juicing, you're separating the juice from the fiber, and the nutrients then they become more bioavailable to your cells. When you want to make a smoothie, you would use a blender instead. And smoothies are great. We do them as well. It's typically our way to combine berries and bananas and protein and our fiber mix, different ways like that to just kind of mix it up during the day. So smoothies can be a wonderful addition to your diet, but juicing is something we do every single day. We just feel that juicing helps to get those powerful enzymes and phytonutrients into the body easier and faster, and it's easier for his body to digest. So what kind of juicer do you need? Well, now that's a personal preference, and you should definitely do your own research. But I chose a cold-pressed juicer. This one happens to be manufactured by Nama, but cold-pressed juicers are known for retaining more vitamins and minerals and enzymes in the end product. So you'll also want to find a great set of knives. I love Cutco knives. They have the benefit of a lifetime guarantee. Specifically, I use the petite knife. I use a good paring knife, and you'll need a peeler for your carrots. And you're going to want a good, solid cutting board. I prepare typically 2 days of juicing at a time, and I put them in a mason jar, but I don't like to do more than that because I want my juice to be fresh. So let's start juicing. So when it comes to juicing, some people might choose 3 or 4 fruits and vegetables. Personally, I like to pack it as much as I possibly can. And it makes a nice, big, tall glass of juice, what I'm going to show you today. And my husband just sips it all day long, and it just does a body good. So today, I'm going to use a variety of different things. I always like to start with apples. You know that phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? I have no idea where that came from or who started it, but I believe one of the reasons why apples are so cool is because they contain an ingredient called quercetin. And quercetin is fabulous for fighting cancer. So I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to turn my little juicer on, and I'm going to just start feeding my apples in the juicer like that. And it's very, very easy. A child could do this. In fact, I have had my grandchildren help me with that. So now I'm adding some pear. Now pear is a really good source of folate, which is good for your digestive system. And you can see what's happening here is the fiber is actually being pushed out, and the juice is being restored in this canister here. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some pineapple. I love pineapple in our juices because pineapple contains bromelain. And bromelain, again, great for digestion, great as an anti-cancer ingredient. I'm going to add some honeydew. Now honeydew has a lot of water to it. And interesting thing about honeydew is it's great for building your electrolytes. Electrolytes are really important because it helps our body stay hydrated. And even if you're not outside doing sports, you can lose hydration. Stress is a reason why we would become dehydrated. So we really want to make sure we're staying hydrated. Cucumbers. Again, a lot of water in cucumbers, but again, another really great source for keeping your digestive health in the proper condition. It's also good for folate. Kiwi is good for folate as well. And just a little rule of thumb that I like to follow is I like to have more vegetables than fruit when it comes to juicing. In my smoothies, as I mentioned earlier, that I would prepare in a blender, I'll put strawberries, bananas, blueberries, blackberries in a blender with protein mix, add a fiber mix as well. There's where I'm going to stash most of my fruits, but in here I'm going to stash mostly vegetables. Now, what I've learned to look out for is my canister. I want to just release some of it so that it makes room for other vegetables that I'm going to start doing. So next, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put more of my cucumber in there and add another little bit of apple. Now, if your juicer starts to get a little clogged up here, they come with devices to help you push that through. Now I'm going to add carrots. Carrots are so important. They're big in vitamin A. They have lutein for your eyes. And again, very strong in the anti-cancer arena. Kale and spinach and Swiss chard, your leafy greens, that's really what you want to make sure you don't skimp on when it comes to your juicing. So, let's see my little piece. So I'm going to use this to stuff this in. So your kale is a great source of iron as well as other nutrients. And I'm going to add some spinach here. I always try to be very careful with my spinach because if I'm not careful, it goes flying into my juice, and I want it in the juicer. And then Swiss chard, I'll skip the Swiss chard today, but I love having that in there. I love to just put as many leafy vegetables as I possibly can. Two more things. Celery. I personally have found saving celery to the last is better on my juicer because, you know, it's very fibrous. Now, the juicer is going to separate the fiber from the juice. I know people that just juice celery. That's all they juice because it's such a great nutrient to juice. See, here's where I'm going to push that down. And but the reason why I leave it for last is those little fibers can really kind of almost clog my juicer if I'm careful. So I just have found it's easier for me to save that for last. And but then I top it off with mint. I think the mint adds a nice flavor, and especially if you are choosing to do a lot of leafy greens and celery, which has a peppery taste to it, adding mint is a nice little refresher. I know it certainly makes it enjoyable for us. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to release that, and it's all going to empty out into that. And then I will transfer that into a mason jar, and then I'll make another batch and then store that in the refrigerator for tomorrow. So now we've completed our juicing, and what I've done is I've transferred all of the juice into this mason jar here. And I just want to point out what this represents. This represents 9 different vegetables and fruits. And there's absolutely no way that my husband would have eaten all of that, but he can drink this. So he's getting that nutritional content. And I really find it to be much easier to take care of my husband that way. So why don't I introduce you to my husband? So, Russ?
And take care of me, you do.
Well, that's my job, is to take care of you.
That's wonderful.
So here's the juice. This is your daily juice that I fix every single solitary day. Tell us, what do you think of, well, taste it.
It's actually really good, and it usually is. So you've made a great product, so it's wonderful.
So in the very beginning, when I told you we were going to do this juicing, did you embrace it? Did you say, yes, let's go for it? Or were you a bit hesitant?
No, you outlined the 3-modality approach for us getting on the other side of cancer: spiritual and attitudinal and nutritional. And I think the benefit of juicing as a piece of that puzzle has been real, has been invaluable, truly.
And we're seeing the results. We're seeing the results in your blood work, aren't we?
I think it helps with the system that you have for digestion, for nutrition, for spring in my step, for energy and vigor. And it gets the toxins out. It does all the things that you present, that we've read and that you've learned that this product and this process does. Absolutely, no question.
There you have it. So don't wait till you have a life-threatening diagnosis to start incorporating these very, very healthy habits into your lifestyle. You want to it's so much easier to stay healthy than to get healthy. It certainly is less expensive to stay healthy than to get healthy. So maybe this is something you might want to consider adopting in your lifestyle.
True.
If you have any questions about today's episode, or if you would like any additional information in this area, please email me directly at yourbestlife9@gmail.com. Also, be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more on achieving your best life. In love and support, I thank you for watching. See you next time.